This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Time to talk with Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nation here on an off week. Doesn't feel like much of an off week, Alyssa. How's your off week going?
So far, so good. Hope I sound better, by the way. I remember our conversation last week. I'm not on my AirPods.
You are loud and clear. You sound
great.
You sound like you're sitting next to me right now.
That's great. But no, it's going well so far. I got to kind of just really chill and relax these last 2 days, which are technically my off days. And, tomorrow I'm into the Halloween thing. I love it. It's one of my favorite. And we're going to go listen to R.L. Stine do a speech at the Fayetteville Library up here tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that.
What are the costumes this year, Alyssa?
So Finn is going as Mario.
Nice.
And so we're going to do a whole thing. Bella is going to be Toadette if she'll put the costume on. Saul will be Luigi, and I'm going to be the superstar because our next door neighbor is going to be Princess Peach and Bowser. So
that sounds like a good time right there. Yeah.
Whole thing.
Superstar Mary Margaret, the SNL character. You're going to be.
I'm just going to wear a gold star on a T-shirt.
All of a sudden I was just like, what? I pictured you sticking your hands in armpits and then sniffing them.
No, I got to stick with the theme, the Mario theme this year.
Speaking of stars, where are the stars on this offense? What is this new OC? How do you expect it to look? Where are we going to get these chunk plays or these explosive plays that we've been lacking this year?
Well, I think that a lot, I don't want to just put that all on the offensive coordinator's shoulders because a lot of it just has to do with getting separation with these wide receivers. And hopefully KJ can make these reads a little quicker, that he can get the ball to these guys a little faster. But we keep talking about it, and I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but I really feel like Isaiah Satenia can be that deep threat that they're looking for speed-wise. But you also look at trying to get a guy like Tyrone Broden back into the mix and Andrew Armstrong. These guys have just really disappeared in league play. A lot of that has to do with just getting separation from the defense. But also KJ being able to be a little bit more confident in those throws and in his reads. And so you just hope that those three guys can get kind of back into the game plan a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they need to get back in the game plan, and you got to figure out what works. I'm not sure I don't know what works, truthfully, because
what's our identity? Yeah, can we run the ball? These are questions that haven't been answered.
Like, I wish I could point to something, but I don't know what works. I mean, that's what they have to find out. What works for us? What can give us 5 yards on first down? What can make our third downs more manageable? How can we protect KJ? I mean, we understand they're going to roll the pocket now because that's what Sam's been talking about. They're going to roll the pocket. That's one thing I feel pretty confident we're going to see.
Yeah, I think so too, but I think you guys are asking really good questions as opposed to what is going to change, because at the end of the day, no offensive coordinator doesn't automatically make the offensive line better, doesn't automatically make the run game better. And so what is going to change to get these guys to have some more success offensively? I mean, obviously we know that maybe KJ is going to get a little bit more comfortable because he might be comfortable more with what Kenny Guyton is calling versus what Dan Enos is calling. But at the same time, this offensive line is still what it is. And that hasn't changed because you changed your offensive coordinator. So I'm really curious. I mean, it's all, fun to talk about and, something different. Let's change things up. But at the end of the day, you still have the personnel you have. And so trying to figure out what sticks is going to be really difficult.
I mean, I'd like to hear from some of the defensive players. We talked with KJ yesterday. There was another radio station that spoke with Josh Braun. But, so we're hearing from players on the offense, what they think about the personnel change and the coaching staff and what they can do moving forward. But I don't know anybody that's been able to talk to a defensive player just yet. And I'm sure maybe later this week there'll be stations that do that. We'll hear from them next week, I would assume.
Sure.
But they just continue to ball out. You don't need any changes on your defense right now because it's working as well as I've seen an Arkansas defense work in a long, long time.
Yeah, man, if I'm a defensive player right now, I'm not paying any attention to what the offense is doing, and I'm just going to stick to what I've been doing. I'm going to put my full attention into Travis Williams and Marcus Woodson and what these guys are preaching, Deke Adams up front. Like, what those guys are saying right now is what I'm paying attention to because it's working. It's continued to work. You've got that buy-in. Don't let what's happening with the offense distract you on the fact that you guys have continued to hold up your end of the bargain. So keep doing it. And I think that that's just how they have to continue to go about their business.
Alyssa, I do want to ask you about the World Series that's coming up. I know we all had the Diamondbacks and the Rangers in there. What are your thoughts going into this World Series?
Well, I'm just still mad at baseball. Those are my thoughts. You joke that you could play the whole I want the Dodgers to lose to the eventual World Series champions, but I just have a really hard time rooting for the Diamondbacks, and I'm just really not trying to jump on that bandwagon. And so I think that I'm going to go with the Rangers. Obviously, still love Corey Seager, even though he left us a few years ago. And I've been to the Rangers games a couple of times living in Texas, and I went to a World Series game in, I think, 2011 or 2012 when they were playing the Cardinals. So I like Texas in this one.
It's funny when you look at Arizona. Like L.A. is a melting pot, okay? There's millions of people in Los Angeles that didn't grow up there, and they root for other teams too. There's still Dodgers fans, I think, but Dodgers fans are diehard, and they're also a national fan base. Padres fans, that's the one major league team in that city. Giants fans are hardcore. You know who isn't hardcore? Arizona Diamondbacks fans, because most of them, that's their second favorite team when they live there. I mean, look, there are plenty of real dyed-in-the-wool D-backs fans, but not anything like most of the fan bases in this country. That's what makes this stand out. Like, there are a lot of Texas Rangers fans. They've been around for 50 years. The D-backs are new, and they were the first franchise to win a World Series out of that 1998 expansion. But they're in this area where people move to and keep their fandom. So it's like they're the second favorite team in the city for almost everybody there.
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel about Miami, because I've always complained about that at Dolphins games, that it sounds like now Dolphins are better, so maybe this is different, but the opposing team's fans are so much louder than Dolphins fans because you have so many snowbirds who show up. Like, where did all these Eagles fans show up in Miami? Where'd you come from? So I get that. But also, hey, if Arizona wins, does that mean that Dom Fletcher gets a ring, though?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, well, maybe I should root for that. I don't know.
Right. That's one reason.
Well, we'll just take a page out of Phil's book, and we'll just root for 7 games, and then let's go baseball.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go baseball.
When your team theoretically has no hope to make it, then you root for the longest series if you really like to watch games. That's why I wanted to see the Phillies come back in the 9th inning yesterday, but not win. I wanted to see a 10th inning. Because it was that much. It was that entertaining to me.
Yeah. Well, I can get behind that. Give me a really good series. How about that?
Sounds good. How about a good exhibition game on Saturday? I wonder, how do you view this game? Like, we didn't get a chance to watch the Texas exhibition.
Is this game on
year.
TV at all?
It's on SEC Plus.
They are streaming this one,
Like Chuck and Zim will be on the call. They're doing a regular broadcast for it, so you'll have a chance to get your eyes on it, even if you're not there. I don't know what it means, if it means anything, truthfully, because it's October, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to be a ton of fun. I mean, the Texas blowout last year was embarrassing at the time, but if you looked back, I think this team took a lot away from that. It was really eye-opening for that roster to see what winning on a college level, especially for so many of those young kids who are freshmen, what that looks like. Now, I don't think it's going to be as lopsided as Texas, but you also have the number 1 team in the country from a year ago coming in here with a lot of weapons. And how do you match up? And it's a measuring stick. So you would hope that fans don't get too high or too low, whatever happens on Saturday. Enjoy the fact that they get to play this game against Purdue before any of these wins or losses count, and see what this team can take away from it, and see where you are right now in November. Or October. It's October still. But I promise you that Musselman does not want to see the perfect team on Saturday. He wants to see the perfect team in March. And so remember that going into this, and just have fun being able to have this kind of game at Bud Walton Arena.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.